Hey, what's up you guys? It is the little onion that could, and welcome back to my channel.
Wake the fuck up. Wake up!
In today's video, we are going to be talking about the new Sora, Riku, and Kairi medals, two of which have already come out. I'm sure we're gonna get Kyrie this Friday, but we will see. I'm gonna go over their abilities. I'm gonna compare them to the newer medals that have come out, like Xemnas B, San Francisco Sora, and Master Ericus.
Yes, Daddy!
And I'm also going to compare them to the best buffers in the game right now, which are Kingdom Hearts 3 Supernova Plus Naminé and Supernova Plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Terra Xehanort. More so about Naminé because Terra Xehanort is for VIP players only, and explain why the fuck these three medals are not the new buffer and do not change the meta all that much. But before we get into this video, you guys know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. We are almost to 700 subscribers. That is the new goal. Thank you guys so far for supporting the channel and really giving me all of your commentary and everything. I love hearing from you guys. And if you haven't joined my Discord yet, we've already got 32 people, I believe, that joined, which is absolutely insane. We've already had a lot of interesting comments. Like, I was on last night talking to y'all for a while, and I've been reading through it, and it's just, it makes me feel all fuzzy inside to see the community growing.
You are the mother fucking shit!
So if you guys want to join that, the link is in the description below. But without further ado, let us get into the video. So the first medal I'm going to talk about is Supernova Plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Sora. It is a speed medal with a multiplier of 21.92 to 27.40. It costs 6 gauges. It has a base power of 49,303. For 2 turns, it increases the medal strength of all your speed medals by 4,500. It increases all of your buffs for general strength, upright strength, and speed strength by 15 tiers, and decreases the enemy's defenses by the same amount. Increases your guilt bonus by 220%, does not affect gauges, which is very important, and it has a critical hit chance of 25%, which is what you need in order to hit that 27.4 multiplier, which is absolutely insane. So we've already seen this with medals like the new Dark Riku, with the Gambler, where they have this critical hit chance that allows them to access a whole bunch of damage. But the important thing with Sora is that his base multiplier is already at the top for a lot of the medals that are currently out. So this guy does a lot of damage, and his Supernova is even better. It's a 1-turn Supernova, so it's not 2 turns like some of the other medals that have come out, but it increases your speed medal strength by 12,000, which is pretty much the same as Xemnas B, San Francisco Sora, the Master Xehanort, and of course, you know, Master Ericus. There are already elements from other medals that have come out recently that is already built into this medal, which makes me think that this is slightly better, but not necessarily. So we will get into that after I talk about all of the medals though. All around, pretty decent speed medal. So Supernova Plus Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku is pretty similar to Sora. It's basically the upright power version of it. So for 2 turns, it increases medal strength of power medals that you have by 4,500. And then of course, does all of your buffs and debuffs for upright power and general strength and general defense. Increases your guilt bonus by 220%. Does not affect enemy counters, which again is important. He doesn't have that critical hit chance, but he does more damage when you have the highest HP, which makes it easier to hit his highest multiplier, which is 21.96, which is around what Sora's base multiplier is. He has a 30% chance of piercing your opponent's defense boost, which makes him a PvP medal. And then his Supernova is extremely similar to Sora's, which he increases power medal strength by 12,000, does all of your buffs and debuffs for general strength, upright, and power, increases your guilt bonus by 320%, and then activates first in slot 1. So again, pretty much an upright power version of Sora with some differences. Sora will still have a chance to out damage Riku, but they pretty much in most cases will do about the same damage. Now Kyrie is probably more unique than the other two in that she seems the most like a buffer that's trying to be an attacking medal.
Somebody lied to her several times.
For 2 turns, she increases all medal strength by 5,000, which is great. Buffs all of your strength, upright, and PSM strength, and does the same thing for your enemy's defenses. So she can technically fit on any upright Keyblade setup. and be a buffer for it. She increases your guilt bonus by 220%, increases your gauges by 5, increases your health up to the max, and increases the enemy counters by 2. So yes, she has elements of the other Kairis and other buffer metals that have come out in the past, and she also has a multiplier of 21.7, which makes her attacking damage very good. Her Supernova increases all metal strength by 12,000, so this is an ability that
only KHIII or B has at the moment, I believe.
The lies!
There you
the
go,
lies,
this bitch,
the
I'm
lies.
telling you. Trifling.
increases all of your buffs again for upright, general strength, and then PSM strength by 15 tiers, and decreases the enemy's defenses by the same amount. Increases your guilt bonus by 320%, and triggers first in PvP, or if you have auto on in PvE. So the main difference between these three metals and then the metals that have recently come out in the past is that they are 2-turn metals, not their supernovas. The supernovas are actually pretty similar to metals that have come out thus far, but they are ultimately 2-turn metals, and the value from that comes if you have to go beyond turn 1. But there are a lot of events that we have that require you to beat an enemy within 1 turn. But again, there are also a lot of enemies where you just have to complete it without having to continue. These 3 metals will be a lot better than the metals that have come out thus far that are only 1-turn metals, because the amount of power that you will have on turn 2 will be greater than the power that the 1-turn metals offer you at the end of the day. But for pure needing to 1-turn everything in terms of damage, in terms of getting all of that metal strength up, the other metals are going to be more useful. So these 3 metals don't necessarily invalidate the metals that have come out thus far at all. They just offer you a 2-turn way, especially for PvE Coliseum. Eventually you will not be able to 1-turn anything, and this carryover of metal strength will be absolutely essential to you. They're very much reminiscent of buffer metals, but compared to Naminé, and I'm only going to talk about Naminé, not necessarily Terra Xehanort B, because again, Terra Xehanort B was VIP.
You're jealous. You are just like a rat jumping around the corner looking for a food.
Naminé buffs everything, so it covers reverse as well, which makes her a buffer for all Keyblades. This is not really adding anything to the meta or changing the meta. Did they increase the buff cap with these metals? No, they did not. Did they add a new mechanic? No, they did not. Did they introduce a new tier? No, they did not. Those 3 things are what I am looking for in a new buffer metal. So whether or not you should pull on these, I mean, these are great metals. We have the anniversary coming in September. From the looks of it, these banners are going to disappear at the same time because they just introduced Riku's today, but it's on the same time limit as the Sora banner, which came out on Saturday. So you'll have about 2 weeks to decide to pull on all of these metals. Don't necessarily feel like you need it now. I'm not saying don't pull for it, just look at your own setups and see if you need it. I personally do not need any of these metals. I have a decent speed setup. My Tifa is still getting me through things. She is doing wonders for me. My upright magic setup is completely fine as well. I have 3 different Elsas, 2 of which I never paid jewels for, and I also have that Supernova plus Roxas as well that I had pulled for way back in the day when it first came out. My power setup could use a boost, but I'm still going to wait. We know that we're going to get jewels for anniversary, so you can literally just say, okay, well, whatever I'm going to spend now, I'm going to get back during the anniversary, or you could just hold off until you see what they will release for the anniversary. We have been on tier 10 forever. They are going to introduce tier 11 in that new buffer. That's just my opinion, but we will see what happens when we get there. All right, y'all, I think that's the end of the video. I hope this has helped a little bit. I will see you guys in the next one.
Wake it up, you prostitution junkie whore.